Rangers lose 3-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And to be quite honest, don't care. Do not care. Don't give a single F in the world. I really could care less. You had two disallowed goals. Unfortunate, especially because of the hype of the moment. The Rangers scoring with about 1 second left. And, the kicking rule, what even is a kicking motion anymore? I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine because we saw Andrew Mangiapane deliberately lift his skate in the air and kick one in past Jarl Halak earlier in the season at the Garden, and that was allowed. Tonight, though, Filipino, what it looked like was more of a redirect. Goal doesn't count. But to be honest, I could care less. Let's go. Give me Monday. Give me Tuesday already. I'm freaking ready for it. I don't care. I've been checked out of the regular season for pretty much a week now. I'm ready to go for the postseason. I'm ready to run through a damn wall, and I'm ready for this playoff matchup against the New Jersey Devils. And I'm going to talk about this game, but it's going to be brief because I think that you guys in chat really don't care enough about this game, just like me. And we just want to move on to kind of talking about the playoffs. So that's the direction we're going to go in with this live stream. I want to focus it on both the game tonight and on the playoff matchup incoming against the New Jersey Devils. They took care of business tonight against the Washington Capitals, coming back an absurd amount, clawing their way back to a 5-4 win. And then the Florida Panthers couldn't get the job done. So this is the card we're dealt with. We're playing the Devils. Whether you guys rathered the Canes, whether you guys rathered the Devils, this is the matchup that we got. New Jersey. And to tell you the truth, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And obviously, I feel as if the Rangers will come out on top of the series. But again, I'm a Ranger fan. I'm obviously going to be biased in that sense. And early votes on my Twitter poll, which follow me on Twitter, also say that the Rangers are going to win it. Granted, I don't expect a lot of Devil fans really to be voting on that poll. So we'll see. But let's talk about this game. Before we do, leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video or go live next on the channel. But let's talk about this game. So the first period, Patrick Kane gets himself an opportunity alone, but can't convert. It went off of the glove of Woll, who was in net for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Miller then makes a nice play to stop Zach Aston Reese, which Keandre Miller almost made it through this game without me having to rip him to shreds for a mistake. But the Rangers, halfway through that first period, looked pretty dominant, and it looked like they were going to cruise their way to a win in this one, despite what the shot said, despite what the score said. Great that the score is nothing at that point. But Mikkola goes off for a holding penalty. That penalty gets killed. And the first period pretty much came to an end there. There was not really much to talk about. Shots were 7-5 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I thought the Rangers had the better chances in the first period. I really did. I felt that they played a good first period. And the fact that they limited Toronto, very happy about that too. Granted, I don't know how much Toronto cared about this game. Granted, I mean, that third period, they played like they were their sweats there. Second period, though, comes around, and the Rangers score early in the second period as Trocheck makes a nice feed to Kakko, who dances around Justin Hall and TJ Brody and rips a beautiful backhander by Woll to make it a 1-0 game. So nice goal there. You had Panarin jumping out of the way, too, so we didn't block that shot. Beautiful little confidence booster for Cabo Kakko heading into the playoffs, which I like. Miller then makes another nice defensive play as he breaks up a 2-on-1 that came the other way. Panarin hits the post-on opportunity. Panarin and Tarasenko, also get opportunities on that same sequence on a rebound down low, but Woll comes up with the saves. Matthews then lifts one over the bar on Jarl Halak, and Halak made another big save there and a big one on William Nylander. But that period, very boring yet again. There was good chances on both sides. Shots were 7-5. I thought the Rangers again had the better chances, and they also let in shots that period. Third period, a little more chaotic as early in the period, Timothy Liljegren just rips a shot, goes off Nico Mikkola's stick, and in. Still think Halak has to have that one. You got to be able to get down and cover your 5-hole better and quicker there. So not too happy with them there, but the Rangers did respond as they end up getting a power play. Or no, this was, never mind. They didn't respond on here, but they almost responded because the second line had a great chance got a cycle going. Tarasenko finds Schneider cutting towards the net, and oh, sorry. Nope, no goal. Sheldon Keefe decides to challenge the goal for offsides in a meaningless hockey game. Yes, you heard me right. Sheldon Keefe is that petty to challenge a goal in a meaningless hockey game. I understand that you want the call to be right on the ice, and I get all that, but come on, dude. Who cares? Who cares? Lafreniere then gets tripped by William Nylander. He goes to the box, and the Rangers did score on this power play. That's what I meant to say. As Fox makes a nice spinorama backhand pass to Panarin, who roofs it. Mika Zibanejad would pick up an assist as well. Unfortunately for him, did not pick up the 40th goal of the season. And then Toronto responded right back and made it 2-2 as Kane had a bad effort along the boards. O'Reilly finds Nylander. Schneider plays soft defense on William Nylander, and he just walks right in and scores. VC then gets a breakaway opportunity, and he ends up firing high on that. And then a 3-2 game there as the Leafs make it 3-2. Trouba, way out of position. Miller looks lost and gets caught puck watching, and Noel Acciari just walks in and scores, and that makes it 3-2. Luke Shen then goes off for tripping. That gets killed off, and the Rangers would score in the final minute as Miller throws one goal. They keep hammering at the puck, goes off of heel skating in, and now they end up going to Toronto, and Toronto says no goal. So that is your game. The Rangers run out of time and cannot win this one. Shots in the third, 12-9 in favor of the Rangers. Shots in the game, 24-21 in favor of the Rangers. Face-off percentage, 59-41 in favor of the Leafs. Power play went 1 for 2 for the Leafs, went 0 for 1. Hits, 14-10 in favor of the Leafs. Not a lot of hitting in this game. It was not physical at all. Block shots, 17-11 in favor of the Rangers, and 10 giveaways for the Leafs, 14 for the Rangers. Definitely a little worrisome there with the turnovers, but again, you hope that they don't make them come playoff time. You just hope. And to be honest, I'm not really going to dive deep into how the players played individually. All I'll say is Artemi Panarin looks playoff ready. The fourth line looks playoff ready. I'm a little worried about Kreider, a little worried about Kane. If I'm being honest, those two I'm definitely concerned about. And then on the defensive front, I'm worried about Miller and Trouba going into this series against New Jersey. I'm worried as a team about them forcing the stretch pass too much and turning the puck over and then letting New Jersey capitalize on those opportunities, because that's where they play their best game, is in transition. So definitely a little worried there, but we're going to talk about the series now. Let's talk about what you guys have to say about this game even, and we're just going to get the chat and just have more of a relaxed live stream for the last game, because again, in the grand scheme of things, this game means literally nothing at all for either team. So yeah, this was just not necessarily the best hockey to watch. It was boring, but let's see what you guys have to say in the comments, which if I skip your comment, just again, re-comment it. Like I say, every live stream, and I'll try my best to get to it. People are talking about experience. How will that matter in a series? I know it matters if your team is way older than the other team, but we're young too, and the Devils are good, and it might not matter. I don't know. Well, the experience does matter, because we've seen teams that have not had that taste of postseason experience, or players that have not had that taste. It goes both ways. We've seen it last year with the Rangers, but at the same time, Pittsburgh, you could argue, probably should have won that series, and they were the more experienced team. So it's kind of tricky, but to me, it's definitely a question, because what is Jack Hughes in the playoffs? I don't know. Is he one of those guys that's going to be big in the moment, or is he going to crumble under pressure? We just don't know. The last change scares me. God forbid it's, let's say, game 7, we're stuck with Miller, True in our own end versus their top line. Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm worried about. But again, this is what happens when you don't start the season prepared and have a horrid November. The Rangers played awful in November, and this is where they are because of it. Yeah, Schneider and Mikkola definitely weren't that great tonight either. I do have to agree with that, especially Schneider. I thought Schneider was the worst of the two. But again, turn it up come playoff time, and I don't care enough. Uh, Again, I understand that everyone's worried going into the series, but we've seen them turn it up come playoff time. We saw it last year. That's where any sort of confidence that I have comes from. We saw them turn it up to another level come playoff time. It's going to be a matter of them finding it earlier this time because you cannot afford to go down 3-1 again in a series and try to come back because you're just not going to win a cup if you don't close out series quickly. That's just the nature of the beast. So I definitely have my concerns, but the regular season to me, it means literally nothing. The Rangers swept Tampa Bay in the regular season last year, and look where that got them. Let's see what we got. I know everyone's worried about Kane and everyone's ripping Kane apart in the chat, but again, we all we can do as fans is hope that he turns it up come playoff time, and if he doesn't, then major problem, major problem, and I don't know. I don't even know what I could say positively about Kane right now. I really don't because I'd be lying if I said that I had full confidence in Patrick Kane reaching that second gear and reaching that another level in the playoffs. But we just gotta hope as fans. But again, like let's not act like the New Jersey Devils don't have questions either. Agree. If the physicality could step up, they should get this. That fourth line's gonna have to grind them down. Let's see. Uh yeah, it's definitely worrisome. And again, have to address this, have to be ready come playoff time. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried, but like I keep saying, all we could do is hope. No, recomment what you said about Kreider, or I could just quickly. Kreider needs to go. He's inconsistent. I'm not ready to have a conversation about Kreider if he has to stay or go yet. That's a problem. That's a conversation that I want to have in the offseason. For right now, I'm focused on New Jersey. I'm sorry, Justin, but I can't really discuss that now. And again, that's another guy where he's turned it up come playoff time before. Gotta hope that he does it again. Like this comment from Steve a lot, giving us a bit of optimism because we need some of that here. Because I don't want the entire chat to feel deflated. We have a better goalie and a more physical defense. I see many pessimistic Ranger fans. The key is we are healthy. And yeah, I agree. I agree. Their physicality is going to have to step up and be a big factor, especially on the back end. And I get it. I get it. You're looking around the league right now. Everybody's picking a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are picking New Jersey. They don't believe in us. I get it. But I'm also trying to understand because you have some people, yeah, people saying that, oh, well, the Devils are going into the series playing with house money, but they're also picking New Jersey to win the series. You can't have it both ways here. It's either they're playing with house money or they're the favorites to win the series. You can't have it both ways. You just can't. So, and to me, I don't think the Devils are playing with house money. I don't, especially given how some of these players and some of these fans in New Jersey handle themselves. Nah, nah, they're not playing with house money. Let's say, anything good in the comments? Got a lot of back and forth banter. Jeez. Uh, yeah, Halak wasn't good, but I'm not gonna focus on your Halak. Rangers Islanders second round. That would be interesting. Would do great for my channel, but mentally, I don't know if I'm really prepared for that one, to be honest with you. And yeah, again, especially with the way that the fans and the players on the Devils themselves have been handling themselves, uh, I don't think that they're playing with house money. I think that they have a lot of pressure on them, and especially when you have, I'm sorry, I may just be a biased Rangers fan, but I don't like the way that the Devils handle themselves at all. I think they're a cocky group. I do. I really do. And I hope it bites them in the ass come playoff time. They're just making an excuse in advance in case they lose. Yeah, exactly. But it's not just the fans, like it's even media members too. Like some of them are saying picking the Devils to win, but are also saying they're playing with house money. I don't understand. Yeah, we addressed this one again. It's ridiculous. The NHL needs to make a clear, like there needs to be it can't be so great. It needs to be black and white, the kick and motion rule. So how confident are you in Igor against a juggernaut Devils offense? Igor's kicked it up into another gear lately. So I'd say I'm fairly confident. And again, I need the defense needs to I titled it game 88. Thank you for letting me know. I really do appreciate that. I feel dumb for that. Let me quickly fix that. Thank you so much for letting me know that. That was a that was a bit of a mark moment. If you know, you know. Shout out to Big Apple Hockey. Go check them out. We love we appreciate their work there. So if you're not subbed to Big Apple Hockey, I don't know what you're doing because they're gonna bring you some great playoff coverage as well for the NHL. So go sub to them. But yeah, Mark is notorious for making mistakes, so that's why I said that. But like I was saying with this comment, yeah, fairly I'm fairly confident in Igor. It's more the defense that worries me is how are they gonna hold up against this team. But uh, my two concerns are the defense, particularly the Miller Trouba pair, and Gerard Gallant with his lack of adjustments in game. Those are the things that worry me the most going into the series. But again, as much as us Ranger fans are panicking, I am very confident that there's things going on in New Jersey that they're not happy with heading into the playoffs. But I could be wrong. Very true too. Yep. I'm sure they're going to. I'm sure they're going to. And they're going to have to handle that adversity. And if they do, Igor's can't let it get to him. He can't. And if he does let it get to him and he lets in soft goals and the Rangers get annihilated in New Jersey, or even if it happens at the Garden, Rangers don't deserve to win the series if a guy like Igor is that mentally weak and can't handle the fans getting on him. But also, that just means that as the Garden crowd, we got to go back at Vitek Vanecek. I want to hear the Garden crowd taunting Vitek if they get on Igor. That's for damn sure. Exactly. Agree with this. You just got to have less problems than the team you're going against, or you have to just be able to address those problems on the fly. And even in that scenario, yeah, in Newark, get on Vanecek. Have to. Have to. If the crowd's gonna, if the New Jersey fans are gonna be like that, then let's see what a guy like Vitek Vanecek will do. Considering he's never been in a playoff game, or at least to my knowledge, has Vanecek played in a playoff game? Let me fact check that one. He might have, but I can tell you right now, it is a different animal stepping into the Garden for a playoff game. It is a different animal because if the crowd gets on him, yeah, he's played 3 playoff games with Washington. And let's see exactly. Yeah, at Florida for those playoff games, and then one of them at home versus Boston. So he hasn't experienced a crowd like he's about to experience. And people might say it's biased, but it's an actual thing. The Garden crowd being electric in the playoffs. There's a reason the Igor's better chance started. Oh, manifest it, please. I need this badly, but let's get past New Jersey first. Let's get past New Jersey first before we talk, winning the cup. I like the optimism. I like the confidence, but I need to, for my own sanity, let's get past New Jersey. I also should have checked. Does Vanecek even have a win in any of those playoff games? Let's see. Let's see if he has a single playoff game win. My guess would be no. He has 1. All right, he has 1. He has a sub 800 save percentage too. Yeah, exactly. Plus, New Jersey didn't start him tonight. So he's going to be coming off like a week-long break. Could be rusty a bit heading into game 1. New Jersey will be tough. Rangers in 6. I like that prediction. And I think I still say Rangers in 7. That's still my pick. But again, I just hope that all of what I'm hearing from some of these Devil fans. Not all, but some, because we do have some great Devil fans that watch the channel. Shout out to MSG Volts in particular. He's a good Devils fan. But some of these Devil fans keep talking as if they're going to walk all over the Rangers and this thing's going to be over in 4 or 5 games. If you want to say New Jersey in 6, New Jersey in 7, okay. Okay. Sure. But I'll admit if I'm wrong, but I still think that it's going to be a hard fought series. And I don't think, and I think you're mistaken if you think that either team's going to walk all over the other. Which, for my sake, I hope I'm wrong and the Rangers go out in there and steamroll them because, oh my God, would that make for great content? Oh my God, would that make my life so much less stressful? But in reality, I just don't think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, and we know Vitek Vanecek is no Andrei Vasilevsky. So I don't think that we should chant, the Garden crowd should chant overrated. I really don't think that's the best idea because we saw what happened with the Igor's better chance. That definitely backfired, but get on Vanecek. I think that the Garden crowd needs to get on Vanecek. If given the choice to be the Rangers coach or GM, which would you choose? I'd have to say coach right now. I trust big money jury to make the moves. I gotta say coach right now. Not that I'm saying I would do a great job, but there are certain things where it's like I wish. Oh yeah, that too. When they hear Bob O'Reilly playing and the crowd erupting, they're gonna be shaking in that locker room tunnel. Exactly. Like that's another thing. Like New Jersey may have won the regular season series, but those games were so close. Like every single one of them was close. Thoughts on the power play as of recently? I won't lie, it's one of my concerns heading into the playoffs. But I don't know. There's too much talent for that power play to not be good. There's too much talent. They just need to start shooting more like they did tonight. In particular, Panarin, that is. Yes, the Devils play game 1 and 2 at home. So that would be nice. That would be really nice, but good question. I'd love for the NHL to answer this one because I want to know when game 3 is. I want to know when I'm going to be at the Garden. So, is anyone else going to game 3? Because I already have tickets for game 3. Anyone chat going to game 3? Kid line will be the key. Let's see if they could step it up if the big guns go cold. We can't afford the big guns to go cold. This because that's what killed them early in that Pittsburgh series. They got to be out ready to play. Because you just can't put yourself in the hole that you dug yourself into against Pittsburgh last year. It's cute and all the comeback and it's fun in the moment, but it's not an effective way to win the cup. I am not. I apparently not. Apparently Saturday there's a Billy Joel concert going on at the Garden. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, when Game 3 you'd imagine would be. So I don't know what they're gonna do. People are saying they might do a doubleheader with the Knicks on Sunday for Game 3 or Game 4. I'm not 100% sure because I think the Knicks play on Friday too. So I don't know how they're gonna schedule this one. I have zero idea of when the Rangers are even gonna play. Like if Billy Joel wasn't having the concert, it would have been okay. We're ready to roll on Saturday. But I have no idea what they're gonna do. Unless we get a Friday afternoon game, which wouldn't be ideal, obviously, because people have work, people have school, but might be the only option. It might be. Try to see me? All right, for sure. If you see me, obviously say something that goes to anyone. Chat. If you see me at game 3, say what's up. I'm probably gonna be going in early. I hope they are they gonna have the fan zone again? Hope so. No, I don't think they should be on power play 1. I don't think so. My biggest fear is the top 2 because they went all season rarely being held accountable, and now that it's playoffs, you just have to trust them if they play poorly. Wait, my biggest fear is the top 2. I don't know exactly who you mean by the top 2. Not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Probably unpopular opinion, but if we lose round 1, Gallant needs to go. That's not an unpopular opinion. That's a very that's the correct opinion, I would say. Last year it was carried by Igor. This year it was better, but too much inconsistency. He has a short shelf life. Yes, and especially if Mike Sullivan gets canned from Pittsburgh, I am getting on that taxi right away and getting Sullivan on the first flight to New York. Oh, the top 2 lines. Got you. Yeah, agree. And this is where said Kreider and Kane need to kick it into another gear come playoff time here because the last week or so, more than week, the last 2 weeks of their play ain't gonna cut it. Ain't gonna cut it. I'm not as worried about the second line. I think the second line is fine with Panarin, Trocheck, Tarasenko. I've liked them a lot. But that first line, Zibanejad's been the only one productive on that first line. So they ain't gonna cut it. Ain't gonna cut it. Will be interesting to see how both teams will change their play style when the refs swallow the whistles. Are 5v5 better step up? I don't know who that's gonna benefit, but I'd like to say the Rangers because of the fact that we've seen them come playoff time how they are in that scenario. So I'd like to say them, but yeah, and we don't know what New Jersey's about. That's the issue here. It's so hard to talk about the series. If they're playing Carolina, it's like, oh, okay, this we know, this we know. But playing an inexperienced team, it's just I have no clue what we're in for here. I would not like Laviolette personally. I think that Sullivan is the guy. I wouldn't like Laviolette at all, to be honest with you. Trotz is Nashville's GM now, so that ship has sailed, unfortunately. That ship I sailed. Yeah, definitely can't be too undisciplined against New Jersey. I do actually want to check now. Uh some of the stats like going into like for both these teams. Like how many penalties did New Jersey take this year? If I could like who led the league in penalties taken? And I want to see who uh more. There we go. Shorthanded time. Oh my God, Arizona led the league in freaking with so many penalties. Vegas was the most disciplined team. They had the least amount. Okay, so the Rangers were six when it comes to penalties taken, and that's like the least amount of penalties taken. New Jersey, where is New Jersey? New Jersey is 12th. So New Jersey does take more penalties, but it's not that wide of a margin. Not that wide of a margin. So we'll see. Oh, if they win the cup, I just don't I don't care. I don't care. Keep going. Whatever. Sure. Sure. If we win the cup. New Jersey Saints. That's another interesting one. The Islanders back in the playoffs playing Carolina. I don't know how that series is gonna play out. I really don't know. I feel like Sorokin could steal that series, but at the same time, Carolina is just they're the better team. They just are the better team, and I don't know. Fair comment, but yeah, it's really because like it just aggravates me because despite what the standings say, I still feel as if the Rangers are the better team. I really do, and I know that I might sound biased with it, but they have the better goalie. I like I like as a defensive team defensively, I don't know who's better, but I like the names on the defensive core more, and then the forward group I definitely like more for the Rangers. I feel it's deeper, but again, it's gonna be a matter of certain guys actually stepping up here come playoff time. I thought the hire was great. I really thought that that was the right move. He was the guy, but now that we've seen him actually coach in action here and we've seen everything, it's like now I understand why he has a very short shelf life wherever he goes. That'd be nice, Matthew. I'd sign me up for this. Also, if anyone's interested in me making a playoff bracket video, I'm sorry it's not happening because I I don't want to jinx. I don't want to jinx. I don't want to do any of that. I'm not about it this year. I want to stay just laid back here and just watch everything unfold. You and I both, and if they play the Islanders in round two, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It would be like 94 all over again, though, if they manage to beat both. That would be great. Who do you think will have the biggest impact for the Rangers? Doesn't have to be specifically points. It could be regular play. Good question. Who do I think will impact the Rangers the most? It's tough. Like the guy that I really want to say just to try and manifest it is Kane. But realistically, I gotta say, it's gonna be one of the kids that's gonna do it. And I'd love for it to be Kako, just to shove it in those Devil fans' faces. But Trot's the GM of Nashville. All about execution, yes, agree. Yeah, again, it's just gonna be about them. Like I've said it time and time again, and they have to be on it from the jump. Do not force the stretch pass as much as you normally do against New Jersey, because that's when they're going to play their best game, and that's when you're feeding into their game. They have to carry the puck up as a unit, kind of like how you beat Carolina last year. You have to play that type of way, carrying it up, and you're going to beat them. Yeah, New Jersey has names offensively. I'm not denying that, but they don't know what playoff hockey's about. Some of these guys, they don't know what it's about. Um, it could be multiple different things, but the first guy I'd like to say is Gallant, but we'll have to wait and see. And hopefully, we're not talking about that. It's the last thing I need. This is very true too. If Miller and Trouba are on point from the jump, this series is going to be wrapped up quicker. VC against his former team. How about that? I I don't know. Sorokin scares me with stealing a series, but again, like they're not a good team. Like they're just not a good hockey team. But Sorokin himself might just will their way to a deep run, kind of like we saw with Igor last year. But we've been going for about 40 minutes. I'm going to wrap things up. We have a big, huge podcast episode coming Sunday night. It will be me. It will be Nico. Maybe Nick. I don't know yet. I haven't talked to him. It's going to be Sea Jets. It's going to be Ice Cold Takes. Maybe Statboy Steven. So we got a big episode. Be on the lookout for Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk more in depth about this playoff series. We're going to be covering it, give our predictions maybe too of the series and all of that, talk about the season and grade the players. We're going to deep dive in that podcast episode. So be on the lookout. And then, of course, we'll address your comments. Maybe, if anyone's interested, we'll take some calls too. But we'll see. That's going to be where I wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. Can't believe we're already back here in the playoffs. Feels like yesterday I was just talking about that Game 6 loss against Tampa Bay. Cannot believe we're back here. We're here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.